Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Teresa and today I have Jurassic TBR round 11. Can you believe that we're already on round 11? Last month was the 1-year anniversary of the game. This should be round 13, but I did skip a few months just, due to life. So we've almost been playing this game. Well, I've had this game for a year now, but it's almost been a year's 12 months. Anyways, you all know what I'm trying to say. If you guys have not seen this game, I will go ahead and link my playlist up above. If you guys are interested in how the rules go or any of that, go ahead and check out my game. Yeah, my playlist. Wow, my brain just turned off for a second there. So yeah, Jurassic TBR, I'm so excited. Of course, it's everybody's favorite time of the month is when we get to play our TBR games. I know these are definitely my favorite videos to watch, and pretty sure, sorry, I gotta tip my necklace here. Well, it's one of my favorite videos to do, to film. I know a lot of you love it, so I'm so excited. And we're gonna go for round 11. I can't believe we've been playing that game this long. So I'll put the board down and give you guys some updates on what's going on. So in August, I don't have a lot of plans. I might be traveling, maybe. I'm not exactly sure. So I don't know if you guys know this. I can't remember if I've talked about it in a video or not recently, but I unfortunately last month was in 2 car accidents, both in the same day. Neither of them my fault. Yeah, very frustrating. So I am currently dealing with insurance and police and that whole bit to try and get... Okay, the first one was someone ran a red light and I was going through the intersection and I hit them. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Very minimal damage to the car. Second one happened when I went to the emergency room to get checked over because I've been in a serious car accident before, and I was like, even though I felt okay, I was like, I'm not taking any chances, okay? I'm going in and getting checked out. While I was there, they ended up giving me anti-nausea meds and anti-migraine meds because I was starting to feel a little sick. Most likely they think from the adrenaline, because it was scary. And then the other one though, when I walked out of the hospital, I found a huge yash in the side of my car. Basically, when someone was pulling into the parking spot, they didn't turn sharp enough and they swiped my car and they didn't report it. So it's technically considered a hit and run, even though we have them on video, we know who hit me. But because it was at the hospital, to get the video, I need to get a subpoena from the police. So the police need to get the subpoena to get the video. And oh my gosh, it's such a nightmare, you guys. It is such a nightmare. I don't know if I've talked about this before. I may have mentioned it in a few videos, so I apologize if this is a repeat for anybody, but yeah, so that is, I'm still dealing with that. So I don't know if I'm gonna be driving anywhere in August. I need to get my wheel bearing fixed in my car, which I was actually doing DoorDash when I was in the accident, because I was DoorDashing to make money to pay for the wheel bearing to be fixed. And then, yeah, so I can't travel anywhere until I get that fixed. But I'm fighting with the insurance to pay me lost wages because I was working when I got hit, and it's a whole mess, y'all. It's a whole mess. So I should have a lot of time on my hands. All that to say, I should have a lot of time on my hands in August to be able just to sit and read, because I don't think I'm going anywhere. Okay, I was hoping this video wasn't gonna be very long, but apparently I don't know how to not stop talking. Let's move on, shall we? Okay, real quick, let's go over July's TBR. It is not the end of the month yet. It is the 21st right now. So I still do have a little bit of time left to finish up the TBR. Let's talk about it. So the first prompt I had was thriller, and that was to read Girl in Ice, and I did read this one. The next prompt that I landed on was a Jurassic TBR card, and I got Corey Athoris, which is read Christian fiction, and there is a slash mark at the bottom, which means I have to read 2 books for this prompt. And I chose to read Journey to the Silver Towers and The Curse of the Shadow Man, both book 2 in these respective series, and I did read both of these. Then I landed on fantasy, and I picked the Maester of Deciman City, and this one is a soft DNF, but I'm still counting it towards my reading because at least I tried it. Next up, I landed on Owned TBR, and my random number generator picked for me Downrange by Tyler Moore, and I am currently reading this one. Then I landed on another Jurassic TBR prompt, which was Mosquito in Amber, read a historical fiction, and the book that I had chosen chosen for that was called Girl in the Castle, but I decided because it is the month of July, which is America's birthday month, that I want to read an American American historical fiction. So the book I chose was A Girl Called Samson, and this is by Amy Harmon. And this is within my rules that if I decide to change a book, I can. It just has to be, you know, it has to still fulfill the prompt. And I haven't read this one yet, but I do plan on picking it up before the month is out. And lastly, I landed on a Mr. DNA card, which was Pin the Tail. It's basically Pin the Tail on the TBR card, which is Spoopy Hall's TBR game that she plays. And it chose for me Mindhunter by David J. Laverman, PhD. I haven't read this one yet, but again, I'm hoping to get to it before the month is up. So I think I did pretty good. So far, I know for a fact this one can go in the discard pile. These two, though, we will have to see if I end up reading them or not. If I don't read them, they'll go back into the regular game. If I do read them, they'll go in the discard pile. All as well. Okay, now that I have all of the formal stuff out of the way, let's go play the game. As normal, I have Ellie Sattler, who is going to help us escape Jurassic TBR. I'm going to be rolling in this bowl just to make it easier for you all to see. This is one of the Owl Crate bowls that we got, Lord of the Rings inspired, so hopefully it'll make it easier to see the dice. So for roll number one. Number one is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Black for thriller. So right off the bat, I land on a thriller. We landed on a thriller first last month too. That's kind of funny. So I'm going to choose the book In the Woods by Tana French. This is book 1 in the Dublin Murder series, or Dublin Murder Squad series. I know this has been made into a TV show, and I've always been really interested in it. I've heard it's really good. This is an Irish author. I think it takes place, well, Dublin, yeah, duh, it takes place in Ireland. But anyways, I want to read this as part of my Reading Through My Ancestry Irish edition, which I know I talk about that a lot. I promise I'm still getting the video together to share with you guys my reading experiences. Anyways, I don't know a whole lot about this one, other than it's about a female detective, and I believe that it's kind of a situation where it's like an all-boys club kind of thing. She comes in and she basically is trying to solve these murders that are happening around Ireland. So that is the book I'm going to read for thriller. Roll number 2. Roll number 2 is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We landed on red, which is a Jurassic TBR card. And for our first Jurassic TBR card of the game, we have Spinosaurus Read a Horror. Okay, as you saw, I landed on our first Jurassic TBR card. And I got Spinosaurus Read a Horror. I went ahead and picked a middle grade horror that I need to read to finish off the series. And that is Empty Smiles by Catherine Arden. This one I think is the creepiest of the covers. Now, I'm not afraid of clowns. They don't bother me. Creepy clowns, whatever. My younger sister, on the other hand, is terrified of clowns. So this is the 4th and final book in the Small Spaces series. I'm actually reading Dark Waters, which is book 3 this month. I have it planned for another readathon that I'm doing, well, the month of July. It's technically this month, I'm still in it, but the month I'm filming this for is August. Anyway, so I gotta read that and then I will get to this one. Can't really tell you much about what this is about because again, it's book 4 in the series, but book 1, it's interesting, they all take place in different time periods. So book 1 is Small Spaces, took place in fall. Then we have Dead Voices, which take place in winter. Deep Water, I think, Dark Water took place in spring, and this one, it takes place in summer. So of course I want to read it in the summer. And basically the first book is about this young girl, middle grade girl, that they go on a field trip to this farm with her school, and there's evil scarecrows, and there's this thing called the Smiling Man that is kind of after them all. And so this is just a continuation of the story. Her and her friends kind of going through and experiencing these different things with the Smiling Man. And so far I really like the series. It's been pretty good. So I'm excited to be able to finish it up. And it's like a fun summer horror, so I don't feel weird reading it out of spooky season. Roll number 3. Whoops. Number 3, try again. And that is 2. 1, 2. Mr. TBR card. So our first Mr. TBR card of the game is green Jello. Use a random color generator. And because this is a specialty card, I have to draw or read 2 books for this one prompt. Fun, you guys! We landed on Mr. TBR, the first one of the game. And this one, while fun, is kind of annoying. So green Jello, use a random color generator. And this one is a specialty card out of the Mr. TBR cards. Basically any of the ones that have a picture with them on the Mr. TBR cards are specialty cards, just means I have to read 2 books for this one prompt. So I went ahead and did a random color generator. I will put the picture here or put the thing here so you guys can see that I really did do this randomly. Guys, sorry it's so dark. I'm editing my video, but I realized that I accidentally deleted the picture or the video of me picking the random colors. So I'm just going to insert the color pictures. But no, I actually did do it. I took a screenshot, but I accidentally deleted it before I got it uploaded on my computer. So just sorry about that. And the colors it picked for me, as you guys can see, are ultramarine blue and blue or black blue. So pretty dark colors. And I went ahead and found some on my shelves. Now, I don't know how well it'll translate in camera, but in real life, I was literally holding my phone up to this book and it was like the exact same color. So for the ultramarine blue, I'm going to be reading Life Support by Robert Wiltlow. And this color up here is like pretty much the exact color of that blue. I don't know, like I said, if it's translating on camera or not, but in person it is the exact color. So this is what I'm reading for ultramarine blue. This one is, let's see, it's Christian fiction, Christian thriller. Alexandra Lindell knows her new case is a matter of life and death. She knows it could wreck her career, but she doesn't have a clue what it will do to her heart and her soul. Baxter Richardson survived a fall from a cliff while hiking in the mountains. Whether he'll make it through the next few weeks is unclear. His survival depends on the machines that help him breathe, on the haunted, unstable wife who wants to pull the plug and hide her secret, on the doting father who wants him alive for reasons of love and money, and the conflicting legal documents that send the fight to the court, even strangely on the music of an extraordinary gifted church pianist, and especially on a surprising grace of God. So kind of a legal thriller situation, but we also have someone on life support that is a bit, you know, questionable whether or not he's gonna make it for a lot of different reasons. This is a pretty chunky book. No, I guess it's not that big. It just feels super chunky. This is 392 pages, so it's a bit big, but I do have the audiobook for it, so I'll be able to get through that pretty quick, I hope, at least. So this is what I'm reading for that prompt, or that color. And then for black blue, I'm choosing to read The Luminaries by Susan Dennard. You guys, I don't know how well you can see this, but there is... Stop focusing over there. There is just a lot of really, I mean, the colors on this are absolutely gorgeous. But I would say there's definitely some black blue in here. Like it's not quite black. It's, you know, pretty dark blue. So I'm counting it. Okay, I count it. It's gonna work. Here's the sprayed edges. This is the Owl Crate edition. I'm buddy reading this with Nahla from And There Were Stories. I'm really excited. I have actually heard quite a lot of bad reviews about this book though, so I'm a little concerned that it might not be as good as it seems. But you know what? There are a lot of times books that people don't like that I do. So I'm willing to give it a shot. I've never read from this author before. I've heard it's not her best work. But hey, if I like this, then I can be like, then I'm pretty sure her other books are going to be even better, right? This one is about like an ancient organization of people that basically have to save the, you know, humanity from monsters and nightmares in the forests. It's about Winnie Wednesday. She wants to join the Luminaries, who I said is like the group that fights these things. Her father was exposed as a witch, as a traitor, and so her family's been shunned. She can take the deadly trials on her 16th birthday and restore her family a good name, or die trying. And then, of course, there's going to be some sort of love interest, because it's YA fantasy, of course there is. And some secrets and things are going to come out, I think. So it sounds really interesting. I mean, the cover, again, is just absolutely stunning. But yeah, I'm really excited to read this. I think it's beautiful. Like I said, I am buddy reading it with Nahla, which I'm really excited about. This will be our first buddy read together, and I'm excited. I can't wait. So I'm glad that this was like a mandatory read, and it just happened to fit one of the prompts, so I was very, very happy that I was able to get this on my list. Rule number 4. And 4 is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Another Mr. TBR card. And that is Random Shelf Generator. Okay, and then the next card the next prompt we land on, as you guys saw, was a Mr. TBR once again. And how's that go? This is Random Shelf Generator. So this one, it's funny, I got random color and then random shelf. Basically what I did was I numbered all of my shelves, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 15 shelves, so I will put the screenshot here, or the screen recording here of me doing the random number generator 1 through 15. And as you guys will see, it chose shelf number 1, which is my book of the month shelf. So really quickly, I can show you that shelf right there. That's shelf number 1. That is my book of the month shelf. So basically what this prompt means is whatever shelf number it picks from for me, I just have to pick a book off of that shelf. And the book that I am going to read for this prompt is The Only Survivors by Megan Miranda. Look how gorgeous this is, by the way. I love Megan Miranda. I have not read all of her works. I've read most of them, and I've enjoyed all of the ones I've read. This one is very, very interesting. 7 hours in the past, 7 days in the present, 7 survivors remaining. Who would you save? A decade ago, 2 vans filled with high school seniors on a school service trip crashed into the Tennessee ravine, a tragedy that claimed the lives of multiple classmates and teachers. The 9 students who managed to escape the river that night were irrevocably changed. A year later, after one of the survivors dies by suicide on the anniversary of the crash, the rest of them make a pact to come together each year to commemorate that terrible night, to keep one another safe, to hold one another accountable, or both. And so it just goes from there, and I think people start dying and there's suspicion about what actually happened that night. I think this might be dual timeline. I'm not sure if it looks like dual POV as well, which I adore. I know it's not everybody's thing, but I love multiple POV, multiple timeline. Just give me all the perspectives. I love it. So this is what I'm going to be reading for that prompt. Okay, and because we can officially make it out on one roll, I need to roll the exact number of dice, or exact number on the dice and move backwards. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 spaces to escape, so I have to roll a 10, or else I have to move backwards. So if I don't roll a 10, I gotta roll backwards whatever number, or move backwards whatever number the dice is. So let's hope for a 10, shall we? And we did not get a 10. We got a 3, which means I have to go backwards 3. 1, 2, and 3. Sweet. That means that I get to pick off my nonfiction owned TBR. I haven't done that yet this year, so that's exciting. So unfortunately, we didn't quite escape yet. We had to go backwards, but we only went back 3 spaces, so not too terrible. And as you guys saw, actually, I'm really excited about this. This is the first time I've landed on this square since I have added it to, or square footprint, since I've added it to my game, and that is my non-fiction owned TBR. So this one, I thought about doing a random number generator like I've done for my regular owned TBR, but I literally just got this book and I was like, perfect, yes, I'm going to read this one. And that is Becoming Free Indeed by Ginger Duggar Volo. This is, if you guys are unaware of the Duggar family, if you've ever heard of 19 Kids and Counting, 17 Kids and Counting, 20 kids, who freaking knows how many kids they have now. Anyways, she is one of the daughters, and this is just her story of basically escaping their cult, is what it is, their religion. It's not Christian, even though they pretend that it is. Yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But this is her biography, and this is with Corey Williams. So I got this actually for Prime Day. I ordered it because it was on sale and it just came in the mail, and then I happened to get the nonfiction prompt, so I was like, of course I'm going to be reading this book for this prompt. How perfect timing. So I'll just read you the blurb really quickly. Ginger grew up believing the Bible was primarily a rule book and that faith was about executing God's laws to perfection. Through conversations with Christians who did not follow Bill Gothard, who is the person that her parents like follow his... It's a cult, man. It's a cult. Ginger discovered that the principles ingrained in her were less about God's love and grace and more about man's willingness to manipulate scripture to harness fear and increase influence. Now married and living in Los Angeles, Ginger is continuing to work on detangling the religion she grew up with and the faith she's accepting as her own. She doesn't wish to throw off the faith of her youth, but she does want to detach from its legalism. She is growing to better understand God's love for her. She wants her daughters to experience that love as well. Now more than ever, Ginger understands that Christianity is about knowing Jesus and true freedom is found in his grace. Doesn't that just sound beautiful? Yeah, so, I mean, like I said, she grew up she's part of the 19 Kids and Counting, the Duggar family that was on TLC. Oh man, I used to watch that show. I used to really like that show, but now that I've like gotten older and learned more about stuff that's going on, it's like there's a lot of not good stuff there. But I'm really happy for her that she has gotten out and is able to, you know, live her life and learn what Christianity actually is. Like she said, it's about Jesus, you know? So I'm very, very excited to read this. It's a pretty short little book. Let me see how many pages this is. Oh my goodness, way to go. The actual story is 218 pages, and then you have just a little bit about the author. So then the last one is 221. So a very short little book. Nonfiction, memoir. Shouldn't take me too long to get through, I don't think, but I think this is going to be a pretty powerful book, and I'm really, really excited to read it. Okay, now we just continue to move forward to Lifescape. So roll number 5. Rule number 5 is an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Another thriller. And we landed on thriller once again. So I'm really excited for this one, you guys. This is a new release that just came out. Well, it came out a few months ago, I believe, but I just got it in from the library. And that is The New One by Evie Green. This is one of my most anticipated of the year. I am really excited for this. This one is, it's just so good I have to read you synopsis, okay? So, this says, a suspenseful cutting-edge novel about two parents who finally get the daughter they've always wanted. Too bad she isn't real. For Tasman and Ed, life is tough. They both work long hours for very little money and come home to their moody, rebellious daughter, Scarlett. After a tragic accident leaves Scarlett comatose with little chance of recovery, Tasman and Ed are out of options until a lifeline emerges in the form of an unusual medical trial. In exchange for the very best treatment for Scarlett, a fully furnished apartment and a limitless spending account, the family must agree to move to Switzerland and welcome an artificial copy of their daughter into their home. Suddenly their life is transformed. Tasman and Ed want for nothing, and the AI replacement, Sophie, makes it feel just like having their daughter back, except without all the bad parts. Sophie is engaged, happy, and actually wants to spend time with her parents. But things take a turn for the worse when Scarlett makes a real recovery and the family discovers that the forces behind her new life are darker than they could ever have imagined. Does that not just sound freaking creepy? Especially with all of the weird AI stuff going on now. Like, they get a replacement daughter and she's an AI robot thingy. But then their real daughter makes a recovery. Like, are they not going to want to keep the real daughter? I don't know. This just sounds creepy as heck. So this is thriller sci-fi. Yeah, when I saw this, I was just like, I have to get this book. I have to read it. It sounds so creepy, so good at the same time. I don't even know what to think. But yeah, I'm so excited to read it. Roll number 6. Roll number 6 is a 9. I believe that means we're out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright guys, we officially escaped Jurassic TBR. Okay, that's it. That is my TBR for the month. I think the game actually did me well this month. I really do like using my 12-sided die. I just think it's making the game a lot easier, and I haven't had as many books on my TBR as I have in the past, which is nice. It just gives me a chance to actually be able to read all of the books from my TBR. Now, I will also be participating in the Aurelium Fall Equinox semester readathon that is hosted by G at Book Roast. I will be doing a separate TBR for that though, so if you guys are interested in what I'm reading and what my prompts are and what my character is doing and all of that sort of stuff, be on the lookout for the other TBR video. It should be coming within the next day or two. So there's that. Here are all of the physical books that I'm going to be reading this month. Plus, like I said, I have, was it two? Yeah, I have 2 audiobooks. So what we don't see here is the thriller, and that is In the Woods, which is for my thriller. Then we have Empty Smiles. This is for horror. And then I have Life Support and the Luminaries. You want to say Illuminaries, but it's Luminaries. These are for Random Color Generator. This is for Aquamarine Blue and Blue Black. Then I have The Only Survivors, and this one was for Random Shelf Generator. And then I have Becoming Free Indeed, which is for owned nonfiction TBR. And then the last one, like I said, is the new one, which was also for thriller. So I think this is a great stack. I think, you know, this is gonna be really good. It just gives me good August vibes. I'm gonna have a great time, I feel, in this month. So 7 books, like that's really not much at all. And just as a little spoiler, most of these books actually do cross over with my Aurelium TBR, so I won't be adding too many more books to my bookshelf or to my TBR this month than I already have, which will be nice and which will be very helpful to me because this month that I'm filming in July, I have a ton of books. I've already read a lot of books and I still have a lot more to go, so I'm hoping I can get through it. I'm hoping August will be a little bit more chill. And if we look at the stack, I think it will be. I think it's a good stack that I can get through in August. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you all, of course, so much. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, would you please consider doing so? I'm really trying to grow and it would really help me out a lot. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and comment down below if you have ever read any of these books, if any of them sound interesting to you. Yeah, what your thoughts are, what you're reading for August, and anything else you want to say, go ahead and comment down below. I don't know what else to say, but that's it. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I really hope that you guys have a great August as well, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye guys!